For this lesson, we are talking about a word problem from our lesson on multiplying special cases relating to polynomials. Okay? So this word problem says, suppose you play a game with two spinners like the one shown. Okay, we have a spinner here on the right, and it has 1/4 of it is a 1, 1/4, one section is a 4, one section is a 5, one section is a 9. Okay? Let's see, so it's defining a variable, represent spinning an even number. Let D represent spinning an odd number. The probability of C, which is spinning an even number, is 1/4. Okay, 1/4. And that's because we have one even number, right? And there are four possible outcomes. Remember, probability is the number of possible outcomes over the total number of outcomes. So it's 1 to 4. The probability of D, remember D represents spinning an odd number, is 3 to 4. Okay, so it is 3 to 4 because we have three odd numbers when there are four possible outcomes. Okay, so let's use this information to solve this three-part question. For A, it says simplify, open parentheses, 1/4 C plus 3/4 D, close parentheses, to the second power. Okay, so this is working with multiplying special cases with polynomials. Right? Remember, when we square something, it means it is that number multiplying itself. So it is really saying 1/4 C plus 3/4 D multiplying 1/4 C plus 3/4 D. Okay, so, and that one is not showing up well. Let's rewrite that. Okay. Okay. Hopefully that is a little more clear so you can read that. Okay, so what we need to do is we need to multiply this polynomial. So we need to use FOIL. So we go with the first numbers. Okay, well 1/4 times 1/4 is going to be 1/16. Okay, and then since we have a C and a C, that's going to be C squared. Okay, and then we go with the outside values. Okay, well 1/4 times 3/4 is going to be 3/16. They're both positive numbers, so we need an addition sign. We have a C and a D, so that's going to be 3/16 multiplied by C and D. Okay, and then we need to do the next two, so we need to take the inner ones. 3/4 times 1/4, well, that's the same as over here. And that's going to be CD also. And then we take the last values, and we get 9/16. And then it has D and D, so it's going to be D squared. Okay. From there we can look at it and we can say, well, these are like terms, right? We have like terms, so we can combine those. So we get 1/16 C squared plus 3/16 plus 3/16 is 6/16, and that would simplify to 3/8 CD plus 9/16 D squared. Okay, so that takes care of section A. Okay, so we get 1/16 C squared plus 3/8 CD plus 9/16 D squared. Okay, now B, it says find the probability of C and C. So you're spinning both these spinners and it's saying what's the probability that you get both even numbers. So both of the spinners show up on even numbers. Well, if we remember probability, what we need to do is we need to say, well, if we have the probability of one event and another event happening, what you need to do is multiply the probabilities of those two events. Well, what's the probability that on the one spinner you spin an even number? Well, that's 1/4. Okay, well, what is the probability on the other spinner you spin that? Well, it is also 1/4. So we need to multiply those, and so we would end up getting 1/16. Okay, so the probability of an even and an even number, well, that's 1 in 16. Okay? Now, for section C, for part C, it says, how does the answer in part B relate to the polynomial in part A? Well, if you notice up here, well, here's our final polynomial. Okay, here's our answer. Well, C squared, right here, that's actually showing this coefficient is showing the probability of C and C, right? The probability that we get an even number and an even number. That's right there. Okay, it's that coefficient. So for the answer here, I would say, well, it is the coefficient of C squared, right? So the answer in part B, the probability of C and C, is actually the coefficient of C squared here. And if this question was asked in a different way, okay, right here we can actually see this would be the probability of spinning an even number and an odd number, okay? That's the coefficient there is the probability of an even number and an odd number, and then this one right here, this coefficient, this would be the probability of an odd number and an odd number. There you go. I hope this helps you with this lesson. Good luck.